Thank you for choosing McDonald's. Can I interest you in trying our new slushies?
No, not today. I need a number 2 deluxe with no cheese meal with Coke.
Medium or large?
Medium.
You want fries with?
And uh-oh. How can y'all hear me? I'm supposed to be muted. It says mute. Shit.
Your microphone,
Am I?
your microphone and
disturbing.
video are on.
Okay, well.
Over here.
And if we are ready, we will sit back, relax, and enjoy Stephen Miller's COVID's Metamorphoses. Enjoy.
Days of old, a tale was told of love's strange metamorphosis. So please take note of what Roman poet Ovid wrote. Apollo loved Daphne, but not through will of his own. Eros' lucid arrow, and true and quickly they'd flown. One of gold to Apollo, with love for Daphne faded. One of lead to Daphne, so him she fiercely hated. Apollo with single mind pursued Daphne, over bosky hill and through dale. Daphne, with will of lead, Apollo hot on her trail. He trapped her, no recourse. Poor Daphne, not to be coarse. But there he stood, poised to take her by force. With cries to her father, the river god, Daphne pled for aid. And from that spot, again she never strayed. Daphne, transformed to a bay tree, released from bark nevermore, Apollo wove leaves from the bay tree, and wreath of laurel he wore, and swore love forever, green Daphne evermore.
Late February evening.
Isn't love wonderful? I think so. Of course, I'm the god of love, so I suppose I have to love love. But I hate anyone who doesn't. You'll see, a dating website and 2 individuals. Oh, you have a match.
Powell and Drodius, 6'2", athletic. Nice smile.
Let's see, Laurel Daphne, 5'4", college graduate, interests.
Long walks on the beach. Really?
Needlepoint. Knitting and crafts. Wow, she sounds like a loner. But she is pretty.
Favorite artist? Whoever did those dogs playing poker. At least he has a sense of humor. God, unless he's serious.
Let's see, favorite artist is Tony Bennett, which is old school, but who does she mean as a recording artist or like an artist?
Sports fan. What guy isn't?
Rainy days. She likes rainy days. Who likes rainy days?
Sun, surf, and sand. Beach parties. Keggers. Oh my God, I think he may have been serious about those poker playing dogs.
Yeah, sounds a little low key for me.
Sounds a little wild for me. But he does have a nice smile.
But she is pretty.
Should I?
Oh, match confirmed. Oh, thus it all begins.
Sunday, March 1st, afternoon.
Daddy set the bar real high.
Dad, what's up? How are you doing?
Fine, so far.
So far.
With this Chinese virus they got up in Washington State?
That's nothing to worry about, is it?
First death just reported yesterday on Leap Day.
Way up in Washington.
Got me worried. No matter what the president says.
Well, what's the president say? I have not been watching the news.
That it's under control. And like a miracle, it'll disappear. But it seems to be real bad in Asia and on cruise ships. Group of ladies from here just came back from a cruise.
To Asia?
No, but still.
You are such a worrywart sometimes, Dad.
Not as much as your mother was. A professional worrywart.
Only she hadn't kept her health worries to herself. I miss her, don't you?
Of course. But life goes on.
Does that mean that there's a hint of romance in your life?
Nothing to talk about.
Anything for the cruise ladies to gossip about behind your back?
No, just a lady here who is a bit persistent, but she'll get the hint eventually. And what about you? Any hint of romance in your life? You're getting to the age where a father might be expecting to become a grandfather.
You can expect what I'm expecting and not a minute before.
No romance on the horizon?
I've got a date tonight.
Oh, really? Who with? Someone from work?
Dad, I work virtually. People from work are spread out all over the place.
Well, who then?
A guy
Mhm.
I met online.
Online? Isn't that dangerous?
Dad, we're not meeting in a dark alley somewhere. It's gonna be at a restaurant. I'll semi-anonymous at this point.
A hookup?
Dad, no! A first date. That's all. I just mean we don't really know anything about each other at this point.
Eh? How did you meet?
I joined a dating website.
What prompted you to do that?
A father constantly needling me about grandkids. It gets lonely in a virtual workspace, and I can't have pets.
Human petting is a lot more fun.
Dad!
So how did you meet this guy?
On an online dating app. And I don't know that much about him, just what's on his online profile, and half of it could be lies.
So be careful.
I will be. He has a nice smile
You met in person.
in his profile pic.
You make sure the man in the restaurant looks just like his picture. If he doesn't, leave right away. I've watched Catfish and those true crime shows. People use fake photos and ones from years ago and pounds ago. Make sure he is just what he says he is.
I will, Dad. My hopes aren't that high anyhow. He seems like a total sports jack. I have no idea why the dating site thinks we're a match.
He must be interested in you if you've made a date.
True. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work out, maybe I'll get another match.
Yeah, that's right. Play the field until you find the right one. And then get right on that grandbaby thing.
Dad, you're impossible.
Oh, highly improbable at worst.
Oh, quit with the dad jokes. I'm immune to them. Save them for that persistent lady friend of yours.
Don't joke. She doesn't need any encouragement. Let me know how your date goes.
Sure, Dad. I love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye.
Monday, March 2nd, late afternoon.
Date went well. Oh, that's a promising beginning. Well, now to start the fun. Fake Facebook profiles all set up. Friend request.
Diane and Jodius. Okay, must be a relative of Powell's. Did he say he had a sister?
Request accepted.
Hi.
Hi, you went out with my cousin Powell?
Last night.
Oh, well, be careful.
Huh?
He's a player.
Okay, thanks for the warning.
See you later.
Later, when? Okay, that was weird.
Friend request.
Chase Smith? Ah, guy from JV Soccer.
Request accepted.
JV Soccer, right?
Nah, bro.
How do I know you?
You don't.
What?
You went out with Laurel last night, right?
Yeah, Laurel Daphne.
Last name Wood?
Yeah?
Yeah, the hot piece, smoking.
You know her?
Would still be banging that if I hadn't moved away.
What?
You two do it last night?
Nah, she seems like a good girl.
Only a first impression. Slide your fingers up her thighs, see what happens.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like the type.
Not if you act the wuss.
What?
Look, don't take no for an answer. She lacks masculine force.
Yeah, I do fine. I don't need to force anything.
You will if you want some.
I've gotten plenty and without a need for a dating site. I'm looking for something more. She's different from most of the girls I've been with. I'm not even sure how much we have in common.
Between the sheets, y'all have plenty in common.
She doesn't give off that vibe.
Try and get you some. Y'all see the real Laurel.
I'd like to get to know the real Laurel. Doer and dumper has been my style way too long. I'd like to make a connection, but maybe she doesn't feel the same way.
Don't give up. The best I ever had. Trust me.
I don't know you.
Well, she does, like biblically.
Okay, I'm going to unfriend you. I thought you were someone else. That was weird.
Unfriended. Huh.
Did he say her last name was Wood? Does she have a Facebook? Yeah, Laurel Wood, local, same interests, crafts, knitting, and Tony Bennett, his favorite artist. All right, let's try.
Friend request. Not from me this time.
Powell?
Request accepted.
I enjoyed the date last night. Haven't had a real conversation with a female in a long time.
How did you get my Facebook?
Oh, your first and last name.
My dating profile doesn't have my last name.
Jay told me. Jay Jones or Johnson or something. Your ex.
Jay Smith.
Oh, yeah.
We were pals, not romantic.
That's not what he says.
How do you know him?
No, I don't. He found me on Facebook.
I thought he deactivated his profile.
Might have you blocked?
He said he gave up Facebook. He's been hacked before.
So I should ignore what he wrote?
What did he say?
Privileged info.
Zipped mouth emoji.
You told your cousin about our date.
What cousin?
Diane. She did not have nice things to say about you.
Diane? I don't have a cousin. Backspaces. Dianthe. Yeah, okay, she's way older. We're not close.
She seems to know you well.
What did she say?
Service interruption.
Reboot.
The internet's gonna come back up.
What's romance without a few complications?
Saturday, March 7th, afternoon.
Setting up a new profile on sexy web babes for immoral Laurel. Laurel's face photoshopped onto several tantalizing bodies. High ratings from lots of guys, suggestive comments. Looks plausible. Now back to the dating site. Fake profile. Demetrios. Just a single name. Hint of mystery. Interest more aligned with Laurel's, Tony Bennett, and crafts. Oh, you have a match. I can create plenty more of these if this one doesn't do the trick.
Another match. Likes Tony Bennett. And he's cute too. Demetrios.
Oh, match confirmed. I haven't lost my knack. I could create plenty more if this one doesn't do the trick. Fake Facebook profile for Demetrios. Friend request. From him.
Demetrios? A Greek restaurant? They might have some good deals.
Oh, request accepted. Demetrios here.
How's your spanakopita? Any specials today? I'm getting hungry here.
Not the restaurant. Demetrios.
Yeah, I know you.
Going out with Laurel, yes?
One date? She gave you my contact info?
Oh, it's on Sexy Web Babes.
What's that?
It's where she gets most of her guys. Check out Immoral Laurel.
She posted my contact info there?
No, Jay did. He's got it hot for her. He keeps track of all of her activities.
Jay Smith?
Yeah, enjoy her while she's yours. End of conversation. Now let's wait till Laurel makes a date with Demetrios. She will for tonight.
Saturday, March 7th, evening.
Daddy set the bar real high.
Dad?
Hey, how's my little girl doing this evening?
I'm okay. Why are you calling Dad?
I'm just checking in. You ever told me how your date went last weekend?
Actually, I'm on another one right now.
A second date. I guess you two hit it off.
No, with another guy.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to disturb you, and I won't interrupt.
No, it's okay. He's not even here yet.
Where's here? You're not having him up to your place, are you?
No, Dad. I'm at a restaurant waiting.
Which one?
Some Greek place. I think the guy's Greek. Demetrios.
Is the food any good?
I haven't ordered, Dad. It smells a little greasy, oniony, lamby in here.
Greek, all right. So how'd you meet this guy?
Same dating website.
So the first guy was a bust.
No, he seemed nice enough in person, not the total bonehead jock I was expecting.
But no second date.
Not yet.
Huh, that's it. Keep playing the field.
I'm only doing this for you, you know.
What?
Connecting with potential baby daddies. I know how much you want grandkids. You and Mom had me when you were on the older side, after all. You've been granddad material for years now.
Grandkids would be nice, but I want you to be happy above all. Don't rush into anything.
I do feel like I'm rushing. I never expected the dating site to give me matches straight away.
You don't have to go out with all of them. Didn't you like the first one?
Powell? Yeah, great genetic material.
Oh, good looking, huh?
Yeah, but...
Was he too forward with you?
Too forward? No, Dad, he didn't put the moves on me or try to get into my scanties. Really, Dad, sometimes you sound like a 1930s movie.
Huh. Don't crack wise at me, kiddo, you see? But so then you liked him?
In person, we had a great conversation. We just don't have much in common.
Well, neither did your mother and I at first. But eventually we found we had a precious little bundle of joy in common. Yes. Our first puppy, Puddles. And despite his name, he was actually easier to house train than you were.
Okay, well, Dad, I gotta go. Demetrios should be arriving any minute. He's already 10 minutes late.
Not a good sign. Was Powell on time for his date with you?
Yeah, he was prompt and a real gentleman. He pulled a chair out for me and everything.
Well, maybe you ought to stick with him. I don't think I want half-Greek grandchildren.
Dad!
Oh, I know that tone of voice. It means, say you love me, Dad, and hang the heck up.
I love you, Dad, and he hung the heck up.
Welcome to Sexy Web Babes. See all of our glorious girls in action. Oh, from the safety and comfort of your own home.
Okay, profile name, Apollo.
Name already taken.
Okay, not Apollo 69, I'm sure that's taken too. Oh, just Apollo. Okay, that's unique.
Oh, credit card required.
I hate it when they try to sucker you into these things. Anyhow, it should be easy enough to cancel.
Famous last words.
Okay, credit card info, expiration date. Ah, I'm in.
Oh, welcome to your 10-day free trial.
All right, profile name search, immoral, Laurel. Yeah, that's her, all right. All these comments from Jay and Demetrios, that's raunchy stuff. Wait a minute, I don't remember Laurel having that tattoo on her hand. Is that henna? You zoom in, I can't really tell. Let's see, last comments from Demetrios, he's hired her for the night. That can't be true. I'll try her on Facebook.
You go ahead and do that, pal.
Laurel?
Not a good time, Powell.
Are you with Demetrios?
How did you know?
It's true. Is she really like that?
Monday, March 9th, morning.
Quarantine? Why? One caregiver comes back from vacation with a cough and we all have to stay in our rooms? I'll go stir crazy. This place is supposed to provide dining and socialization and activities. What am I paying for? I've got a bomb shelter in the country. My father got all riled up about the commie scare, and I've kept it up in case of natural disasters. I will go there. You can't force me to stay. No, I don't have a car, but I can call my daughter. No visitors either. Oh, gee, I am so glad I plunked down my life savings for the privilege of staying in this prison. Ooh.
Monday, March 9th, late afternoon.
Oh, hacking into the dating website as Powell? Oh, such a popular guy. Oh, match declined. Match declined. Match declined. 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 I'm going to get carpal tunnel syndrome from all these swipes left. There. Done. Now Laurel is the only one left for poor, unpopular Powell. Oh, logging off, sexy web babes. Logging off without a trace that I've been there. Oh, what to do next? How can I make Laurel totally irresistible to Powell? Oh, I have it. Open, sexy web babes. Profile for immoral Laurel. Add a picture. Photoshop a tattoo in a semi-private area. Tag it for my guy. Add some comments from Jay. Close, sexy web babes. Open Facebook as Demetrios. You there, Powell?
Hey, have a nice time with immoral Laurel.
It didn't pan out.
What?
She blocked me. That's her MO. String along a guy and then cut him off.
I thought you hired her for the night.
Oh, just a joke. Oh, no. If you buy dinner at a fancy restaurant with expectations for afterwards, it's a financial transaction, yes? But I bailed.
Why?
Well, Jade told me about the new pic she posted for her guy, and I went on Sexy Web Babes to see it, but I was blocked, so I sure as Hades am not her guy.
What's the pic of?
I don't know. I'm blocked. See for yourself. You can have it. I'm done with Laurel. End of conversation. Now let's see what happens.
Huh. Okay. On Sexy Web Babes now. Ooh, I have to set a reminder before my free trial expires. Okay. Where's that new pic? That tattoo is my school's mascot. Is it for my guy? Am I her guy?
Logging into Facebook as Diane Androdius. New post. Cousin P went to New Orleans for spring break. Stupid move with the virus there.
Sunday, March 15th, early afternoon.
What now?
Someone's in a bad mood.
Oh, Laurel, honey, I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else.
Are you having problems?
That woman keeps calling me.
The persistent one?
Yes. During normal times, I can avoid her, but with the quarantine going on, I am just a phone call away.
Just say you're busy.
Busy doing what? I couldn't go to church, can't go outside my room. There's nothing to do here. But I'll deal with, so how are things with you?
Fine.
Oh, they say the governor is about to declare a stay-at-home order. You'll be in the same boat as me.
I work from home already, Dad. It's not much of a change for me.
Stock up at the grocery store, cans of soup, frozen food, toilet paper. I wanted to go to the bomb shelter, but they're holding me hostage here.
What would you do at the bomb shelter?
Survive. I stopped it just before your mom passed, with all that talk about climate change and superstorms and North Korean missile tests.
You'll be fine, Dad. They're just being cautious there.
Yeah, quarantine. This COVID-19 was started by the environmentalists, I'll bet, to get all the vehicles off the road and go green all of a sudden.
You're in a sour mood, Dad.
Sorry. Are you getting out at all?
I'll be stocking up at the grocery store later, on the advice of my always perceptive and upbeat dad. And I have a date scheduled, too.
With the Greek? How did that date last week go anyhow?
He stood me up.
Why?
Don't ask me to explain men.
That was rude.
Yeah, in no word sense. Or from any of the other matches I have on the dating site.
So who's the date with tonight?
Powell, my first match.
Uh-huh.
I just don't like some of the things I've heard about him.
It's always a good practice to judge people on how they treat you, not on what you heard in rumors.
There's my old perceptive dad back at it again.
I resent that word old.
Is this a bad connection? I just heard you say that you represent the word old.
You're breaking up. I couldn't hear a word you said.
Your hearing is just fine, Dad.
You think it's safe to go out on a date with a shutdown looming?
I mean, there haven't been any cases around, so normally I wouldn't worry much.
But
I just read a post from his cousin saying that he'd been in New Orleans recently.
it's one of the growing hot spots of the coronavirus.
I know. I think I may have to cancel.
Probably the healthy choice.
I hope he won't think I'm just playing hard to get.
Don't play it, be it. My precious Laurel is a prize any young gentleman would have to earn.
A female being in the possession of a male. It's real evolved of you, Dad.
You stay safe and stock up. Wear a face mask.
I don't have one, Dad.
There's a whole bunch of them out at the bomb shelter, doing no good there. We'd use a scarf.
I will, Dad. You stay safe.
You stay careful.
I will. I'll talk to you tomorrow before work. I love you.
I
Bye.
love you. Bye.
Sunday,
I understand, lockdown coming.
It's nothing personal. It's just not safe. We can keep in touch.
So impersonal, keeping in touch through instant messaging.
There's email, and you said you have a vlog.
I started that when I was a teen, but that's not interaction, and neither is email. It's just, I don't know, batch communication.
Still a way of keeping in touch.
For someone you don't see very often.
I mean, that's everyone with social distancing.
Well, it shouldn't be for a guy and his girl.
Huh?
That's it. Act all coy. All sorts of places are going to be shut down. Not just restaurants, but tattoo parlors too. Okay, no reaction.
I need to get to the grocery store. I was planning to do that before getting ready for our date.
Why don't we keep the date?
We just discussed that. No.
I mean virtually.
Huh?
It's something where we can see each other face to face, and we could each order delivery from the restaurant. A virtual date.
That might be fun.
No, it will be fun. You email me the time and your menu selection, and I'll do the rest. Oh, I'll need your address. For the food delivery.
I'll order for myself after I send you the time and the menu link.
Okay, I'm just trying to be a gentleman.
We'll continue on email after I finish my grocery shopping.
Okay, looking forward to our second date.
I'm logging off now.
Can a new relationship flourish during a pandemic? Highly unlikely.
Sunday, March 15th, late night.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to my vlog. Sorry, Powell here. Hey, big news in the offing. Ooh, love that word, offing. Well, unless a hitman shows up and says he's going to be offing you. Sorry. I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. I'm, practicing for when I'm a dad. But the news is, drum roll please, I think I found the one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I met her on a dating website. We have nothing in common, right? But they said we were a match, and they were so right. We had our second date tonight. I mean, it was a virtual date. We both ordered food from the same place and had a cam-to-cam meeting while we ate. Okay, actually, so I started eating first. It was this big mix-up, right? Okay, so she sent an email scheduling the time and giving a link to the restaurant menu. So I ordered, got my food, and camped out on Facebook, waiting for her to show up. And she didn't. Then, I remembered that she said she was going to go grocery shopping before our date. So I just figured it was taking longer than usual, and I should be patient. And I was. But so then I was thinking, maybe our OS isn't compatible. And I sat there racking my brain. Ooh, that's another good word, racking, the one with the W. As a kid. So we used to have this pool table, right? And I thought it was like racking up billiard balls, right? Collecting things all in one place and getting them corralled and in order. I guess it's kind of like that, racking your brain, getting your thoughts in order. But sorry, I digress, as my lit professor used to say. To digress a little more, but not really. You have to understand, I don't use email very often. I don't know, it seems so antiquated, right? But eventually I thought I'd try emailing her instead of just sitting on Facebook, right? And that's when I saw her Zoom meeting invite. I didn't know what Zoom was, but she apparently uses it all the time for her job. It's really easy to use. You just accept the invite and activate your camera and your microphone, and then you're connected. And that's when the date started. And this is how the date ended. So Laurel was going to make us dessert, right? A simple recipe using staples from the pantry that we could both do together. Only my pantry is a little more likely to have actual staples in it than flour or baking powder. So she whipped up this great looking pudding like stuff, right? And I got my double stuffed Oreo. We had a great conversation though, the whole date, right? It wasn't just her smiling and nodding and letting me drone on and on about sports stats and she picked at her food. No. She ate, right? And we talked. The Indian wedding that she went to, the trip I made to Bangalore on business. We have more in common than I thought. It was really easy to talk to, level-headed, almost shy, right? But all right. suspect she's having a wild streak. When things get a little more intimate, after the pandemic, I got a feeling I'm gonna get to know a completely different side of her. I've traveled more than she has. And towards the end, she asked me if I'd ever been to New Orleans. And, I told her, yeah, on spring break. And then, she suddenly had to go, but that was a great trip back in college. New Orleans and the beach, lots of sun, sand, paves, and keggers. And I don't know, that was fun then, but I've changed, right? I don't want to end up some 40-year-old frat bro who never grew up. I've got to reach down, right? Develop some depth. I think Laurel is just the woman to help me do that. So, I don't know, we'll see, right? I sure don't have much else going on with the pandemic, furloughing me, right? Dude, coronavirus, who would have thought? Well, that's it, I guess. Sorry I've been so episodic since my last vlog. It's like months since my last entry, and probably months until my next one. Still, can't disappoint my 13 followers. Yeah, it's one more than last time. All right, signing off.
Unlucky 13. And I was follower number 1 ever since your very first entry.
Monday, March 16th, morning.
Daddy said.
What now?
Is something wrong, Dad?
Our week-long quarantine is being continued.
Why? I thought the CDC's guidelines just pertain to going outside.
An infection in one of the residents.
Oh, God, the coronavirus.
The symptoms of it, but there are no test kits available here. They took her to the hospital last week, gave her a test, and sent her back. Then they got the test results. Positive for the COVID-19.
And is anyone else there sick?
Not that we can tell, but apparently there can be silent carriers like with the tuberculosis. We're back in the 19th century where some people dying of the consumption while the people next to them stay fine. Only difference, the COVID-19 kills a lot faster.
Hey, only people at risk.
Yeah, people with high blood pressure, diabetes, over 60. Does that ring any bells for any close relative of yours? Huh?
You're in good shape, Dad.
Compared to some of the geezers here, sure. But even some young people have died.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, well, I watch the news all day. I can see that it's spreading and it's getting much too close for comfort. You stay away from people and wash your hands a lot.
I wish I could come and visit you.
Oh, I'm fine. My persistent lady friend keeps me busy with all the latest gossip. I thought it was her calling again when you called.
Well, what's the gossip?
The lady who got sick is on the first floor. Some people say she opened her window to visit with her extended family against every policy on the books.
So they're not even obeying social distancing rules.
Oh, face it. People are stupid. And with only a traffic arm and a buzz box out front, it's easy to walk around to our secure facility here. You just park in the shopping center next door. So, how are you doing?
Better than you.
Hmm.
I kept my date last night.
Are you crazy going out with a lockdown looming?
A virtual date on the computer. We both ordered delivery from the same place, and we ate and we chatted.
You wipe down the containers with Lysol before opening them?
Yes, Dad. Actually, Clorox wipes. The last container the store had.
How was grocery shopping?
A pain. Oh my God. No toilet paper to be found anywhere. But don't you want to hear about my date?
Yeah. Okay. Shoot. Sure.
It was nice.
And that's it for details.
We had fun. It was good food, good conversation, and I made us dessert. Mom's famous chocolate slump.
With the melted chocolate chips?
Yes, only he didn't have any chocolate chips or much of anything else, really. So I'm the only one who had it. He ate an Oreo for dessert.
So this is your second date, right? Sounds like things are going great.
I'm not sure about him. Powell? He seems real nice, but he has a past.
Everyone does.
He has this vlog and
What?
a vlog. It's an online video blog. I checked his out before I went shopping, and it's not very popular. Only like 12 followers before I took a look. He seems pretty down on love and relationships. A lot of flings and one-night stands he bragged about.
Recently?
No, it's been months since his last entry.
People change.
Well, I think he might be a little reckless.
Reckless how? Are you worried about diseases?
Well, about this new one, I don't want him showing up here in person.
He can't give you a physical infection across the internet.
But he was angling for my address. I don't want him showing up here.
Take it slow. In a lockdown, you pretty much have to anyway, right?
But he's persistent.
He can't be more persistent than my lady friend here. I keep her at arm's length and do the same with him. You're a smart cookie, kiddo, huh? As they'd say in a 1930s movie.
I like him. I just don't fully trust him.
Get to know him better.
But what if I don't like what I find out? I worry about that. And I worry about you.
There is nothing to worry about with me so far. Now, say you love me and hang the heck up.
I love you, Dad. And he did it again.
Monday, March 16th, noontime.
And got the address. Now I just need to find a florist to deliver. It's a nice gentlemanly touch the day after a very promising virtual date. It's an alert. It's been over a week on Sexy Web Babes. I've got to cancel.
Oh, I got to hurry. Log in as Immoral Laurel on Sexy Web Babes. Enter post from Laurel. Sorry, guys. I'm heading off the site. I think I found the one.
Okay. Logging in as just Apollo. Let's see what's going on with Immoral Laurel. I found the one.
Oh, he's head over heels, just as I planned. Did he think there'd be no consequences for the vlog he started years ago, where he declared that love is a crock and that the god of love has lousy aim with his bow and arrow? Oh, it's a bullseye, Powell, and you are smitten. And now I will smite thee.
End of Act 1. There will now be a 10-minute intermission. The time is currently 7:55, and we will start up again at 8:05. Monday, March 16th, afternoon.
Flowers. Who would be sending me flowers? Are florists even allowed to fucking deliver during a shutdown?
Daddy set the bar real high.
Hi, Dad. Did you send me flowers?
Flowers? No. You just got flowers?
Yeah.
Well, who does the card say they're from?
I'm not touching the card for 3 days. A virus can last that long on paper.
You could wipe it down.
I'm saving my wipes so it needs them. The bouquet can stay outside my door. If the flowers wilt, tough.
Could they be from Powell after your date last night?
God, I hope not. That would mean he has my address.
And it would mean he's appreciative.
Do you think he delivered them himself? I mean, they look like grocery store flowers.
Don't worry about it. It's a nice gesture. Whoever sent them or brought them.
How are you, Dad? Why are you calling?
Can't a loving father call his loving daughter during business hours?
You usually call after.
Just wanted to update you.
About what?
They got a shipment of tests here for the coronavirus.
And?
They've been testing everyone over in the nursing home wing. 5 more positive results.
Really?
Yes. And one of them is the nurse who had been administering the tests.
That sounds bad.
Well, we'll see. Not enough tests to do everyone on this side of the building.
I'm worried about you, Dad.
Makes 2 of us. 3 if you count your mother looking down on us. I still love her, but I wasn't planning on visiting her anytime soon.
Stay positive. You're still social distancing and wearing a mask and washing your hands.
I have 1 disposable mask. The elastic has worn out.
I could find a pattern and sew you one myself, I guess.
And risk a trip to the laundry room to wash it? No, thank you. Let's hatch a plan. You drive over and park in the shopping center. I will slip out my window, meet you, and we'll both drive out to the bomb shelter.
You're on the 3rd floor, Dad.
I'll knit my bed sheets together and climb down.
Just like in a 1930s movie Jailbreak.
Yes. Then we head to the country and hole up in the bomb shelter until this crisis is over.
Sounds terrific. Let me crank up my flivver and I'll be there in a jiff.
You could go there yourself, you know.
You've got all the security codes.
4-digit PIN and a 3-number combination lock.
I'm not even sure I remember where it is anymore.
I gave you that map with the exact coordinates written on the back of it. You had it up on your wall the last time I visited.
Oh, yeah.
And did you have it up there just for me and took it down after my visit?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Listen, that's fine. Just don't lose track of it.
I won't.
Well, I won't take up any more of your business day.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too.
Now hang.
The heck up.
Tuesday, March 17th, evening.
Don't hug the screen, Powell. How am I supposed to see?
Is she really doing that with the flowers I gave her?
No, actually, it's a video I found online. It was so difficult finding one without the face showing, but with the correct build and coloring, and not to mention the flower.
It was posted last night.
Just don't search for a timestamp on the video source.
She is a conundrum.
Oh, nice word.
Latin.
No, it's a made-up word. It's pseudo-Latin, sort of like the made-up soft porn you're watching. Is it getting you excited, Powell?
Why did she post it to Sexy Web Babe? She said she was getting off of it.
Getting off on it?
Is there some way to make these videos private, like, I don't know, private just to me?
Quick change to the help FAQs, all about private videos.
Okay. Yeah, it's private if it's got this little symbol.
Oh, and all at once there's a little symbol there that you didn't notice before.
I didn't notice that before. It looks sort of like her earring.
I was rushed, okay? I had to get my inspiration from somewhere.
Why hasn't she thanked me for the flowers on Facebook? I mean, she obviously got them.
Starting a Facebook conversation, one not involving me directly.
Like the flowers?
From you?
Duh. I expect you to thank me on Facebook first.
Sorry.
No. Any sort of thanks is appreciated.
Okay. Thanks.
What's your favorite flower?
I'm not much of a flowers person.
I beg to differ.
Huh?
Some of your Instagram posts are of needlepoint flowers.
You're on my Instagram now.
Yeah, I follow you on a number of sites.
Are you stalking me?
No, I'm interested in you.
Did you bring the flowers yourself?
So what if I did?
Just asking.
Look, hey, I'm keeping social distancing. It's more than I can say for you and the flowers I got you.
What?
Well, it's, not exactly 6 feet of distance. It's not even 6 inches.
You left them right outside my door. 3 inches.
Well, I just wanted to thank you personally for the personal thanks that you gave me.
I'm working, Powell. Bye.
Okay, work time Laurel and playtime Laurel are completely different people. Kind of sexy. Lady in public and something less than a lady in the bedroom. Yeah, I think I'll watch that video one more time.
Smitten.
Wednesday, March 18th, late afternoon.
Daddy set the bar real high, showed me what a real man.
Hi, Dad. I'm a little busy right now.
Oh, working overtime?
Yes, even with a pandemic, there are deadlines.
I'm just calling to say I love you.
I love you too, Dad. Can I call you back later?
Sure.
Okay, bye.
Yes. Yes, I'd like to lodge a complaint. You have the details about what happened from Terry at the front desk? Why did I answer the door? Because there was a knock at it. It was about lunchtime, and I assumed my meal was being left outside. I was wearing a mask. It just slipped. I took one when you first handed them out. I've been using the same one ever since the elastic shot. Well, I didn't want to take masks away from the medical professionals who need them, not to mention your staff. I don't go out of my room, so I assumed that one single-use mask would be fine for me to reuse. So with infection running rampant throughout this building, you want to have the staff leave a new mask at my door. Oh, great. What guarantee do I have that an infected staff member hasn't contaminated it, huh? That would ensure that I get infected when I put it on. Sure, I could Lysol it. Just give me a link to the scientific studies showing the effects of Lysol fumes on the lungs and the effects of dampening the fibers of the cheap single-use mask you provide. Forget it. Just log the complaint. My God in heaven.
This is too much. Sending it to my work email? Ugh.
Wednesday, March 18th, later afternoon.
Why doesn't she respond to my IMs?
Must be busy.
More private videos on sexy web babes?
No. Need to keep her tantalizingly just out of reach. Oh, but look at the posts.
Recent post from Jay. That's sweet. She's keeping her account here just for the personal entertainment of her Mr. Right. Hot floral entertainment. How does Jay know that? Does he have access to that video too? How can I tell?
Don't bother looking through the help text. It's disturbingly vague in some areas. Let me add another post from Jay. Keep Powell wondering.
All right. Nothing in the help. New post from Jay's. 2 emojis, a single red rose, and is that my school mascot? Did Jay go to my school? Is he her Mr. Right? Is that why she's being so standoffish? Does she really go in for that like uber macho type who doesn't take no for an answer?
Monday, March 23rd, evening.
Hello, who is this?
It's Laurel, Dad. Don't you ever look at your caller ID?
It's too hard to see.
Sorry, it's been a few days since I told you I'd call you back. Work has swamped me.
Did you meet your deadline?
Yeah, it took all weekend. What did you want to talk about when you called last week?
Oh, I just called to tell my darling daughter I love her.
You never call just for that. You end every call that way, with love and an abrupt hang up. But you never start a call that way.
Well, then I guess I'm hanging up now.
Don't you dare! What's up?
Anything new with you?
I asked first.
Age before beauty.
Which means you go first. Not that I'm claiming to be a beauty.
Oh, you are. My beautiful darling daughter.
Stop stalling. What is it?
Nothing really.
Nothing is my favorite topic of conversation. Spill it.
I was kissed.
Are things heating up between you and your lady friend? You should be more careful, though.
I tried to be. I wore my face mask.
I don't think that counts as an official kiss, Dad.
It slipped. I went to the door to pick up my lunch. I leaned over and the mask slipped. Only it wasn't my lunch outside the door, it was her. She kissed me full on the lips and said, "Good morning, George."
Your name's not George.
And it was barely morning either. Turns out George was the name of her late husband. Apparently, he looked a lot like me. She is usually lucid and she calls everyone honey and sweetie. So I thought she was just being persistent, not that she actually thought I was somebody else.
Is she well, physically?
Yeah, she seems fine. But with this coronavirus going around, who knows who's contagious at any point? I mean, it's not like they test people except if they look like they're sick, and it is not as if this place enforces public hygiene. She was not wearing a mask.
You don't feel safe there.
Safer than out walking the street, but that's not saying much.
I wish I could do something for you, Dad. Do you want me to send you a mask through the mail?
Got a Frankenstein mask? That could be useful. Certainly keep the ladies away.
I'm not joking, Dad.
I wish I were. Well, well, well. Age has had his turn. Now it's beauties. What's up?
Just applying pressure. That's all.
That is not all. You only say that's all when there's more you'd like to say.
Honestly, Dad,
Yes, honestly, what's up?
it's really nothing.
What a coincidence. Nothing is also my favorite topic of conversation.
Powell sent me a picture.
Oh, bouquet and now artwork. He is serious and well-to-do.
Not artwork. An erotic selfie to my work email?
Why would he do that? I know your generation goes in for sexting, but to work is a bit much.
You're telling me.
I should have thought he would have sent it to your private email if he was going to send it at all.
He may not have my private email.
No?
I set up our Zoom date on my work email. That's where my login is.
So he may not have known.
No. But it's still inappropriate.
How erotic was it?
I strategically placed Gladiolus, kept it strictly PG.
And have you sent him anything similar?
No, I've been ignoring him.
Why?
My deadline. Plus, I don't want to encourage him. He is moving way too fast.
Just send him a note saying that you've been busy at work and you want to keep things G-rated. He'll get the point.
Is that age's advice to beauty?
Yeah, it's your wise old father imparting to you the knowledge of the ancients.
I'm glad it's you calling yourself ancient, not me.
Ignore my advice at your peril, O young one.
Now say you love me and hang the... Hold on. Sorry, I have another call coming in.
I love you, Laurel.
Yeah, this is Laurel Wood. Yeah, I know Jay Smith. We were really close in college. You're his girlfriend. Oh, nice to meet you. What site? No, I'm not familiar with that. Sexy web babes? No, I'm most certainly not a member. I'm not a member, and I do not do live shows. No videos, and no explicit photos either. Are you telling me I've been hacked? Comments from what men? Of course, I know Jay. Demetrios? Yeah, we scheduled a date from a very different site, but they stood me up. Just Apollo? I don't know who that is. I mean, there's one guy I've been on a date with recently, Powell. Just Apollo. Post the screenshots privately. Thank you. I assure you there is nothing going on between me and Jay.
Laurel realizes she's been hacked. And who could have done it other than Powell? Now she's going to get a look at the screenshots. But we'll spare you the steamy stuff.
Tuesday, March 24th, afternoon.
You there, Laurel?
Incoming message. Oh, message ignored.
I'm sorry if I offended you.
Incoming message, Laurel. Oh, message ignored, Powell.
Can we hash this out?
Oh, message ignored. Fast forward several more of these, please, that Powell sends and Laurel doesn't even look at.
Please.
Oh, all caps. Powell is serious?
Okay, maybe Dad is right. Something terse and G-rated. Busy with work. Can't chat now.
Thanks for replying.
Keep it clean, Just Apollo. Logging off now.
Hey, hang on. Did you see the meme I made?
Oh, message ignored.
Laurel?
Ooh, recipient offline.
Why is she running hot and cold? Okay, she makes a video. I send a much more tasteful photo, and she acts all offended. Okay, I go the other way and make a nice, wholesome meme, and she acts like I don't exist. But if she knows my sexy web babes login name and she saw the meme, she wants to pretend to play hard to get. I know she likes a man who doesn't take no for an answer. Guess it's time for a visit.
Tuesday, March 24th, late afternoon.
Daddy set the bar real high, so
Dad?
I'm not calling it a bad time, am I?
Dad, he was just here.
Ooh,
Powell.
I thought you had cooled down on him. You invited him over?
No, he just showed up.
You use masked and social distancing?
I didn't answer the door.
Then how do you know it was him? You don't have a peephole.
He sent an email coming right over and then a text. He found out my address to bring the flowers, and now he's found out my phone number.
This is all publicly accessible information, so text him back. Tell him you don't want him coming over, and you are safe there.
I don't feel safe here.
Just like your mother, always having to find something to worry I'm sorry. Sorry.
Are you okay, Dad?
It's pollen season, and I'm starting to go stir crazy.
Are things okay at your place?
I don't really know. Management's being very tight-lipped about health conditions here. It's like I'm trapped on a cruise ship, only we have something more serious than the Legionnaire's disease to worry about.
Your lady friend doesn't feed you all the latest gossip?
I lodged a complaint against her, so she hasn't been calling. I assume she's been properly chastised and chastened and forbidden from contacting me.
I wish I could do that with Powell.
Is he really that bad? I mean, I think you made your point about not appreciating that erotic selfie.
It's not just that photo. He's photoshopped my head on other pictures.
Really?
I guess a stalker has to do his best to flesh out his fantasy life. And he's posted them online, along with salacious comments.
Where?
I'm not giving my dad the link to a porn site.
It's porn.
Soft, from what I can tell.
And you remember on it?
No. Jay's girlfriend provided me with screenshots. It's a bunch of dirty pictures, and then this image of Powell looking up adoringly of a photo of me he grabbed from my Instagram. Hearts floating all around it.
That doesn't sound so bad. But I'll agree with you that this Powell sounds like bad news.
Finally, my own father is seeing the light. I've got an incoming call.
Okay, I'll hang the heck up. Love you.
No, it's just Powell again. Dad?
Wednesday, March 25th, afternoon.
What a wonderful coincidence that a pizza delivery guy knocked on Laurel's door just after Powell texted that he was coming over. Oh, but was it a coincidence? Did Laurel even order a pizza? Who else could it have been? I can't depend on Powell alone to alienate Laurel. I've got to keep the complications coming. Initiating Facebook conversation as Demetrios. Yo, bro.
Hey.
Making progress with that hot piece.
Laurel?
Yeah.
No.
Oh?
Pandemic getting in the way?
Pursue, man, pursue.
She's not responding to my calls or my texts.
Go get her.
I went to her place yesterday. She wasn't there.
Oh. Is she out hooking up, you think?
I don't know. I ran into her neighbor who just knocked to tell her pizza was outside her door. There wasn't any answer from the inside.
She be incommunicado.
I guess.
You two done the deed yet?
No.
What? Do it, bro.
When the time's right.
Don't let that smoking piece get cold.
This is Demetrios, right? You sound like Jay.
I gotta keep these personas straight. Hold on. Yeah, Jay here. You blocked me, man. Demetrios left his FB open.
You two roommates?
Time to mess with Powell even more. Yeah, man, we do everything together. Ask him or Laurel. Ask her which one of us is bigger. Conversation ended.
Something's fishy here. Laurel knows my sexy web babe's login name. None of Immoral Laurel's posts ring true, and those tattoos, all that bragging from Jay and Demetrios, none of that jives with the woman I met. Who's trying to play me? The video with the flowers, you could see her ears, but those piercings weren't Laurel's. It's all fake.
Maybe the video is, but love isn't fake, Powell. You're beginning to realize this.
Wednesday, March 25th, evening.
I tried to tell you.
But you didn't.
I hate coming in the middle of a conversation.
You blocked my phone.
Only after you knocked on my door.
I never knocked.
I have ears.
I came by, Yes, but you weren't home.
I'm always home. It's a pandemic.
No answer at your door.
And you did knock!
No!
God, get your story straight.
It's so difficult to hear a person's tone in a text conversation.
Listen, Laurel, this is serious. Dangerous. You've been hacked.
Finally, you admit you've hacked me.
Oh, conversation ended. Unfriended. Oh, that rhymes. Conversation ended. You've been unfriended. Conversation ended. You've been unfriended. Wiki, 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 wah.
Unfriended. Phone's blocked. No response to emails. She's probably classified me as spam. And she definitely doesn't want me showing up to her place. But there's a real connection there. I felt it during our dates. She did too. It's just been a bunch of misunderstandings and bad advice.
Bad advice? From me?
Is Jay interfering with us, carrying a torch for her and trying to get me out of the picture?
Good guess. Let's go with that one. Best not to suspect the masterful god of love.
But she told me at the beginning that he was off social media, that his accounts have been compromised. Okay, all I know is that I loved getting to know her, and I want to get to know her better.
Oh, fat chance, bozo. I've seen to that. Still don't believe in love?
Beginning to believe in love.
Dad, this is Laurel. Did you let your phone run out of juice again? You've got to remember to recharge. Can you call me? I'm a little upset. It's nothing to worry about, but okay, well, I'm worried. Call me, will you? Love, Laurel. I'm hanging the heck up.
Friday, March 27th, afternoon.
Okay, sexy web babes login, just Apollo, password. Now, how do I cancel my subscription? It's not on the menu bar.
They never make canceling as easy as signing up.
No. First, search for immoral Laurel. Okay, add post. This is not Laurel Wood. This is a fake account.
Took you long enough to figure that out.
Yeah, I wish I could delete the meme I made for her. Sincerity does not belong on this site.
Once you post something on the internet, it's there forever. Let that be a lesson to all of you.
Now to cancel.
Not figuring out how.
Hi, this is Laurel Wood. My dad is in Unit 314. I've been trying to call him, but I'm not getting an answer. Could someone go check on him? He honestly just probably forgot to recharge his phone. Okay, well, can you let me know when someone has time to go check? Ugh, Dad, you've got to keep our lines of communication open.
Starting a Facebook conversation as Diane Androdius. Hey, sister.
Diane?
You hear the latest on Powell?
What?
He's indicted.
Indicted for what?
For stalking and computer hacking.
Sounds like him.
And for attempted rape.
Of whom?
IDK, some girl.
Who?
IDK, he posted a picture of her with hearts, and when she didn't respond for a month, he found out where she lives.
Is he in jail?
You gotta catch him first.
Okay, where is he now?
IDK, don't give him your address. End of conversation.
He knows my address. Diane, are you still there?
Oh, no. You're all alone, Laurel.
Oh, I gotta get out of here. Bomb shelter. Oh, call me back, Dad.
Saturday, March 28th, late afternoon.
I have to find her, to apologize, to explain, to connect. How? Demetrios. He might be the one hacking us, but he knows an awful lot about what's going on. It's my best chance of finding her.
A Facebook conversation initiated with Demetrios. How nice that Powell wants to chat with me. Yo!
Time.
Yo, how's it hanging, bro? Backspaces. I have to remember I'm Demetrios, not Jay. Hey, Powell!
Any idea where Laurel is?
She blocked me.
I went by her place. There were all sorts of knickknacks in the hall outside her door with a free to a good home on a sign. Landlord said she broke her lease.
Did you check Sexy Web Babes?
I canceled my membership.
He figured out how. Any hint on social media?
Yeah, she's blocked me.
Instagram, Twitter, Etsy?
Etsy. She's big on craft. Does she sell things on Etsy? I'll try that.
You won't find anything, but go right ahead. Got any free goodies from her haul?
A couple of plants, basil and bay leaf shrub. Bay leaf reminds me of my mom's beef stew, but and now it'll remind me of Laurel. Thanks for your help.
Good luck finding her, man. She's all yours. End of conversation. Oh, boy, is that boy smitten.
Sunday, March 29th, morning.
Daddy set the bar real high.
I've been trying you and trying you. The service has been so spotty and... Oh, God. How long has he been there? Can he speak to me? That's just like my dad, not wanting to worry me. How's he doing? Is that a ventilator right here? Can you put the phone to his ear? Hi, Dad. I love you. I always have and I always will. Do you think he heard me? Do I know? No, I think he's been very careful. Wait. He was kissed by a woman at his place when his mask slipped. Mrs. George something, a widow. Yeah, that could be her. Or it could have been her. I'm sorry to hear she's passed. What message did he insist you give me? Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready. 4, 28, 33, 17, 36. Is that it? O-4. Is that... Hello? Hello? No stars. Okay. Dad, you knew I'd be heading to the bomb shelter. That's got to be the sequence for the pin pad and the combination lock. 4/28. April 28th was Mom's birthday. God, I should have thought of that. He loved her so much.
Tuesday, March 31st, evening.
Oh. I'll log it in for you and then.
Hello? No, just Apollo?
Yeah,
No,
if you need to get cash.
Okay. Maybe.
I know.
But I'm no longer a member of that site. Yeah. Jay posted contact information.
Yeah.
However did he get it?
Take out your other one.
Well, if you're his girlfriend, then you know more than I would about anything going on between Jay and Laurel. Ask Demetrios. Demetrios? Demetrios' roommate. Okay, lady, if you're the one living with Jay, I can't explain who Demetrios is. All I know is that he's been communicating with me on Facebook and claims to know an awful lot about Jay and Laurel.
I wonder who that could be.
No. Hey, no, that is all a crock. She's a very sweet woman and all that garbage about her secret sexual life. Yeah, it's total nonsense.
Are they dirty?
Okay,
I'm
well,
doing
I've already told you that there's nothing going on between her and Jay, then why are you contacting me? Hasn't Jay told you the same thing? Okay. No. Hey, lady, if look, this is all a crock. She's a very sweet woman. Hey, can you hear me now? Yeah, all right, lady, look. I'm just trying to tell you that it's all a crock. She's a very sweet woman, and all that garbage about her secret sexual life is total nonsense. Well, if she already told you that there's nothing going on between her and Jay, why are you contacting me? Well, hasn't Jay told you the same thing? No, there's nothing going on between me and Laurel either. Okay, well, if you don't believe Jay and you don't believe me, good luck believing anyone else, and good luck with your relationship. Bye. Bye.
The course of true love never did run smooth. I taught that to Shakespeare.
Wednesday, April 1st.
Hey, Laurel here. I'm just letting everyone know I'm fine and healthy. I won't be getting COVID-19. I can't. It's physically impossible. I'm alone here. I'm safe from all harm, safe from all disease, safe from all heartbreak. I apologize for the video quality. There's just a dial-up modem here and a landline. My very practical dad and granddad were always prepared for nuclear attacks and germ warfare and natural disasters. And Dad always kept this bunker full of supplies. With only me here, there's 3 times what I would need for a year of isolation. So here I am, safe and secure and totally alone. I can keep myself sealed off from the world until a cure or a vaccine's available, or until this crisis fades away on its own. Safe. Underground, just the glow of the computer screen for light most of the time to conserve energy. Only the digital timestamp there in the corner to let me know if it's even day or night. Not that it matters. I'm like a creature stuck in amber, forever part of the tree it landed on. Or like the tree itself, still and immobile, just existing. My dad's still in the hospital, but he should be released soon. It was touch and go for a while, but he's on the mend. So many memories of coming here to help Dad stock the place while my mom tried to keep me out from underfoot. And I was always underfoot. And now I'm under the foot of the bay tree we planted so many years ago. I can go outside, of course, so far from civilization, but I feel safer in here. Don't try to find me, Powell. I know you'll ferret this out online somehow, but the bunker isn't a place you'll ever discover. Never, Powell. Yeah, you're attractive and accomplished and an all-around great guy in person, but the way you've pursued me has crossed the line. You've done some terribly sweet things, but I don't want to live forever on the internet as some meme you've posted of you in a pensive pose with hearts floating up to a thought bubble with my picture inside. It's only love, Powell, if it's reciprocated. But enough about him. I'm just posting this to let my friends know I'm fine and safe and uninfected. And if you don't see me up and about for a while, God, maybe a long while, know that I'm safe and happy and just hunker down in my bunker. And I'm wishing you all the best. Well, I'm going to sign off for now. Laurel Daphne Wood.
Just a month gone by. Powell, who laughed at love on Valentine's Day, is now sick with love on April 1st. He has learned his lesson. Virgil said it best. Omnia vincit amor. Love conquers all. Now Powell realizes this, but of course teaching him this lesson has had some unfortunate side effects. Jay and his girlfriend, collateral damage. As for Laurel, normally I would say collateral damage also, but maybe, just maybe, she'll discover some of his later vlog entries and change her opinion of him. Could happen. Who knows? only the God of love. In any case, this pandemic will be over in no time at all. Looks like by April, it miraculously goes away. April Fools!
The end. Bravo, everyone. All right. Let's introduce our cast. At this time, let's welcome Lee Buechele as Dad. Mr. Dan Guyton as Cupid. Mr. Jon Vertullo as Powell. Ms. Parker Hughes as Laurel. Our director, Ms. Myrna Feldman. Our stage manager, Savannah Rootes. And if we could bring on our playwright, Mr. Stephen Miller. All right. Is Mr. Buechele, are you there?
I am indeed.
All right. Excellent. Stephen Miller, are you there?
Tears is very dark. No lights on his room.
Yes.
Okay. He wasn't prepared for us to bring him on.
No.
All right, everybody. We're just going to have a brief talk back really quickly. Stephen, I don't know if you can see, but you're getting a lot of positive feedback there. A lot of applause. Good job and bravo. Congratulations. So we're going to have a very quick talk back. And so I just wanted to start with a question for Stephen. First of all, Steve, why is this played now? I mean, it's based on an old read, but obviously you brought it up to date for us. And so what were you, what's your inspiration? What were you thinking? Why does it play now?
Tony, we have no idea what you
Joni, you are very broken up. It was very difficult to understand what you said.
It sounds
absolutely no idea what you just said.
I can hear what she said. She wanted to know, why is this play written now? It's based on an old myth. What made you decide right now would be a good time to write this piece?
Well, the word COVID reminded me of Ovid's Metamorphoses, so I investigated it, and the first tale in it is that of Daphne and Apollo, and it seemed very appropriate for the days of an epidemic or pandemic, so I went from there. Started at the end with the monologue that is given in the bunker by Laurel, and that was produced in Illinois in April, and then expanded it to this length.
There's some other things that I got as I was watching this, was a little bit of a Me Too movement. So, are y'all able to hear me now?
No.
Sorry.
So you know what, Dan? My
Can you type it?
would you mind taking over?
Yeah, sure. If you
Okay.
wanna type the questions too. I'll repeat them from there. But so we wanted to ask. Let's talk to the director, Myrna, and ask what were some of the challenges and joys he had working with this piece.
Well, I'll start with joys. The joys were the cast.
I don't know what the deal is.
Just wonderful people to work with. They found their characters very quickly and were willing to try anything, especially, as you can tell, Dan. Had a wonderful stage manager, and we had to discover what that would be working online. And really, Savannah was much more of a sound technician, and did a great job on that. We enjoyed working with the script. There was a lot of material there for us to act with, enhance. Difficulties are the technology. We can't always count on things working the way we want them to. A lot of times we'd have interference from the weather, electric storms, and we were very often pushed off screen in the middle of a rehearsal and had to find our way back. So technology remains the biggest challenge.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree. Any of the cast members want to talk to some of the things they liked about the piece, or some of the things where they found challenging about the piece? You just raise your hand if you want to share. Parker.
I was just talking to my friend Nick. It's difficult as an actor because this is all of the worst parts of like the two major schools of acting. So like, I don't have many of my like co-stars there with me in the room, and I'm also on screen, so I have limited mobility and action. You're sitting in a room by yourself, staring at all your own things, and like if you're me, I have this green screen to handle, and you have to know when to mute and unmute and turn you're your own technical person. It is super hard to get into character and stay in character. When the show first started, it would take me like 2 runs to be able to actually like do a performance I was satisfied with.
Yeah.
Just because you'd be sitting there like, it's really hard to get into character doing this kind of show. You have to really push through it a lot.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with this show particularly, just for the future, for the foreseeable future, if you're like, oh, the Zoom show's casting, know that it's going to feel, it's probably the most challenging thing you're ever going to do as far as acting goes.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, you did a beautiful job. Lee.
Totally agree with my daughter. And I want to add that Steve very skillfully constructed the story to accommodate Zoom by the vehicles that we had to interact with each other. So, and finally, it's just, as somebody who goes to the theater 2 or 3 times a month minimum, if he's not doing something, it's good to do it. And I'll accept the technological challenges, but it's great to be in something.
Mm-hmm.
So thank Steve, and thank you all for coming.
John?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think one of the things that helped me the most was that the dialogue in the play is written very conversationally. And I know for me as an actor, that makes it so much easier to kind of relax into the dialogue as opposed to worry about how I'm going to make it sound like it's a normal human being talking. And I didn't find myself struggling at all with this play, with that challenge in particular. Everything is written very conversationally. It's because it's a modern play, the vocabulary and the cadence was very obvious to me as an actor, and I really very much appreciated the tone that Steve, you were able to accomplish with this. So very much appreciated.
Awesome. I agree. Yeah. For me, of course, my character's not realistic, but I loved the fun of playing all the different roles. I had a blast changing the wigs and putting all different caps and all that. Really great time with that. It was also a challenge, as you can imagine, I'm sure, to figure out when I'm turning my camera off and my mic off, but not look like I'm turning my camera or mic off. And, it was a bit of a schizophrenic, thing going on there, but had a lot of fun working with that. Let's turn it over to the audience. We had some comments already, but was there anything that people really, let's talk about the positives first, things you really enjoyed about this piece? That could be as a script or a performance piece. It is a first-time production of this play, so if you had any feedback, we're going to talk about positives first, for Stephen especially, for the script, but anything else you want to share as well. Some people are commenting that the dad and daughter conversations felt quite real and familiar. The father and daughter was the strongest part for me. Someone felt that Cupid was stronger in this version. Thank you. Good first time experience of an online play. Directing a show like this takes talent. Bravo to Myrna. Stephen, totally appreciate the incorporation of COVID and the Zoom venue. Let's see. I'm getting compliments. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Someone wants to know about the background. Okay, I can tell you about the background. Actually, I have to thank, first off, John put the wings. I found the wings, and I found this. Let me move out of the way for you so you can see. It's actually a picture with the wings separate, and then there's like Valhalla-looking place. I found both of those images. John was the one who was able to Photoshop them together to make it look like the wings are on my back. So anyway, so that was cool. Does anybody have any other comments about the script itself? And let's see, John did a great job seeming like he was just thinking aloud. And Stephen enjoyed when the arrow covered the screen for the steamy stuff. Yeah. Oh, love the poem at the beginning. Stephen wrote that poem. Is that correct, Stephen? You wrote the poem, or did you get that from, or you wrote the music?
Wrote both the words and the music. It was written as a song, but performed as a poem.
Yeah, we played it at first as a song, and I think we had trouble hearing some of the lyrics, and so we figured if we did it as a poem, people could follow it better. Someone wants to know if they can get a copy of the script. That's a question for Stephen. It's a friend of mine. Would you be willing to let me share the script with him?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'll send you an email, Gerard, with the script. All right, Savannah has an amazing speaking voice, someone said. So, excellent. I agree.
Yes.
That's my boyfriend. Thank you.
Oh, your boyfriend. Okay, that makes sense. Someone enjoyed the fast food order at the beginning of the show. Lots of humor throughout. It flowed very well. Thanks very much. Hardest screen technique, and we all missed it. That's really sweet. Does anybody have any thing that they found challenging in the script, or that they would love to see Stephen develop further in the script? Let's see. I like the father and daughter conversations. I also loved every part of the performance. You all did an incredible job. Awesome. All right, and another thing, if nobody has anything challenging, what about questions you may want to ask the playwright? Now's a great chance to ask the playwright or the audience questions. I'm sorry, the actors questions. Any questions for the playwright or the actors? Someone said, it seems to me the two tech-savvy people would suspect hacking sooner. Okay, so it's interesting that that Laurel and Powell did not suspect that somebody was hacking them earlier on in the play.
I wouldn't call us tech savvy. I would just say that we're young people.
Which for an older person is tech savvy. So come on.
I don't know about that one.
The biggest thing with that is that even people who are younger and who are tech savvy, you don't automatically jump to the assumption that somebody is hacking, especially because both of them were so vague. He never said, like, I've seen explicit photos of you.
Yeah.
He said in a very roundabout way.
Yeah.
So it took actually having that conversation about physical photos for them to catch on. And then they caught on very quickly.
Yeah. A bit of a farce, throwing people off with, misdirection and stuff like that. A little bit of that in there. There's actually, John has a comment, but then there's a question specifically for Savannah. Savannah, go ahead and read the chat, and then we'll get back to you. John, go ahead and do your thought.
So just in regards to that last question, I would say, just at a guess, besides Cupid, Powell is probably the most tech savvy of the group. And I think for him, it's a combination, and Steve, jump in if this clashes with your thoughts, but I think for him, it's a combination of he's trying to be flirtatious and sort of that intentional, vague description of certain things to be playful, it got him into trouble. Where any other conversation that would be coy and teasing, and it would be perceived as like fun and light and airy over, something that's sexual. I think in this particular situation, he just kept digging himself a deeper hole because he didn't pick up that she had no clue. And like we say in the play, it's so hard to interpret what people are saying in tone that if either one of us were in person, it would probably be more apparent immediately. But because it's all, text, doesn't necessarily get perceived the same way. So that's kind of how I rationalized why it took him so long, on top of the fact that, well, we do stupid things when we're in love, and we might not be as observant as we normally would. So
Yeah, and if he wants to believe this is true, then that's also will lead that. Awesome. All right, so there's a technical question from Celeste for our stage manager. She wants to know, do the actors all have to control their own video and audio on and off? And does the stage manager control the sound cues? So take that away, Savannah.
Yeah, so all the actors control themselves in coming in and out with their video and also their audio. If something were to happen, I only have the power to take away their video and audio. You can't bring somebody back up. You can only request them and be like, hey, please come back. So I don't have control over that. They do that. And if worse comes to worse, it's my job to make sure we fix it. But no, I did all the sound effects. They are playing through my computer as well as being absorbed by my computer, which was a fun thing to try and like figure out the levels that we needed in order for them to be heard, but also not be too loud where they reverberate through Zoom. But yeah, I handled all of the sound effects.
Awesome. Cool. And one thing we learned with Zoom, of course, this is built for meetings, there's not, and teaching. It really was not built for performance. We're hoping they will establish a Zoom performance module. But right now, what they've discovered is that they want the host to be able to turn off people's camera. If let's say somebody hacks in and they do something, untoward, the host can knock them off. But once the host knocks you off, you cannot come on back on without the host and you agreeing to come on back on. So there's a whole, thing there trying to protect people. But also the host cannot turn anybody's camera on at all because the person might be going to the restroom or doing something in the middle of their meeting. And so they wanted to make sure that, the person has control over when they come on screen or not, which makes it really challenging as an actor because you've got to be in character and controlling the technological stuff, which is, it's a lot. It's a lot to do, but it's a great question. Let's see, a couple of people are Beverly got cut off. Beverly, can you unmute and ask that question again?
She got all of it.
She got all of it?
Is his goal to create tragic love?
Oh, okay. So Beverly loved the shelter monologue under the bay tree. She thought that was beautiful. She wanted to know if there's anything else in the myth that you would like to enhance. For example, Cupid's response is his goal to create tragic love. That's a Stephen question because that's really about the script.
To make Apollo believe in love. And I think he accomplished that.
And there's also a question about, is there anything else in the myth that you wanted to either address or talk about or enhance? So from the original myth that you brought up here.
I didn't want it to be too close to the original myth. The general outlines, yes. But there's a lot of detail in the myth that doesn't necessarily translate very well to the modern day.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. Let's see. Matt Lupo said, I would like to have seen some indication towards the end that Laurel might be catching on that Powell wasn't as horrible as it seemed. Not a total resolution, but something other than Cupid's reassurances, which he found suspect. So in other words, Cupid says, hey, maybe they'll get together in the end. But, whether you could trust Cupid or not is a real good question. So Matt, and again, take this with whatever grain of salt you want, but Matt, as an audience, was hoping that Laurel would start to realize that maybe Powell is not that bad. But again,
that is something that I added. That's not in the myth. In the myth, it is the end where Daphne is a tree forevermore, and Apollo just pines for love for her, period.
Right.
So I tried to make it a little bit more of a romantic comedy with adding that little bit from Cupid at the end.
That maybe there's some hope for the future. Yeah, gotcha. Savannah, go ahead.
I'd love to say something on that. I don't think Powell is a great guy. I would argue that he super isn't, and that even if Cupid wasn't involved, he still shouldn't have used her address. He shouldn't have shown up at her door. He shouldn't have sent her things. He shouldn't. There was a ton of red flags. So I think that that beautifully actually encompasses the original myth, which is that Powell and Apollo are both so wrapped up in themselves and thinking that they're amazing and they're great. And, oh, I'm sending her flowers after a virtual date. Aren't I the best? She should thank me. I think that shows the parts that connect him to the character of Apollo, and show that he doesn't really care about her as much as he cares about himself. He doesn't love her as much as he loves this idea he's created. And I don't think he's that great a guy. I think Laurel is right to say, I'm sorry, but I'm out.
Okay, excellent. And then we're going to hear from Parker and then Joni.
I'd also say Powell's a battle egg. And yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. It's like the idea is that Cupid's like he has a line where he goes, we were both fed false information, but the false information that Laurel has is that he went to a hot spot for COVID, and the false information, and that he was the one, and like she didn't really get false information. She just surmised that it was Powell editing her. But honestly, the false information that Powell got was just like, she makes porn. And he still like, that was the only false information he got. He still looked up her email, even though when he originally asked for it, she was like, no. And he was like, okay, cool. I'll still look it up, though. I'm sure he won't mind that. And showed up at her house and announced, like, the manipulation is just more of his ability to deflect blame for himself. And it's just showing more. He definitely has that. I could talk forever about how it's all about me. Like when he does that big vlog, the vlogs show like just him being self-absorbed. He's making a vlog for all of 13 people because he loves to hear himself talk. I don't think Laurel will ever catch on that he isn't a horrible person because he is a horrible person. Cupid just helped her notice it sooner. If anything, he saved her ass.
Well, one thing I would like, actually, to that point, I kind of wish Cupid Cupid is doing this because he's offended that Powell said something mean about Cupid. But I wish Cupid actually was trying to like show off his flaws and change him in some way. I wish that was, because it feels like if he had this tragic flaw, this tragic Greek flaw, that Cupid's goal, that the god's goal is to try to, draw attention to it or manipulate that. But Cupid never really addresses Powell's ego, and I think that might be an interesting.
I like that some 14-year-old was like, love sucks, and Cupid was like, I'm gonna screw up your life.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
All of 8 years later.
Yep. Well, that's basically the myth of Beauty and the Beast, too.
Yep.
I mean, Cupid's nothing if not patient.
Mm-hmm. You got it. I've been around for a while, man. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Some other things that are here. Somebody wishes that the actors were mic'd, and ditto lighting. So I guess some.
Us too.
Yeah. That's the hard thing when we're all in different places. It's one thing for all on stage. You get the tech crew to come in and give us all mics, but we're all working with their own equipment for the most part. But that's a good point. John.
Well, and to kind of build on that, the challenge here is, so typically with like a community theater, there's sort of a pot and a budget to go into getting mics and lights for the space. The challenge here is because everyone's in their own space, it's not one mic for 4 people, it's 4 mics for 4 people, or 4 sets of lights for 4 sets of people. When you're divvying out, just from a pure budgeting standpoint, it becomes very challenging. And sure, in the future, I would hope that we're able to issue everyone independent lights, mics, go through a whole tech meeting of how to set it up. In the short term, it's kind of, all right, what's the best we got? But yeah, it's been an interesting challenge working with varying levels of like, what do we have? What can we lend? How, like, who has access to what, and how can we send it to other people that might not have it? That was certainly a challenge that we faced. But yeah, it's definitely a consideration for the COVID era of plays, kind of the varying technical just cost and how much of that equipment would be required.
Can I piggyback on that, Daniel? And can y'all hear me okay now?
No.
It's
not at all.
Copy. I can barely hear. I'm sorry. Can you type it? If you type it, I'll ask your question.
Dad should have died.
Still not hear me? Oh my gosh, you seriously
So
hear
sorry.
me?
Oh my, Dad should have died.
You can't just say that.
Let me hear Lee's comment. Lee has his hand up.
Well, I was going to just share something about the lighting that I learned to John's point, which is what, yeah, you're right, Laurel. First thing I have to learn is you actually have to turn them on for them to work. But the interesting thing was to improvise for your own house when you don't have professional lighting. John taught us that you can use baking paper, parchment baking paper, and screen, which is what I've done. I've got 2 table lamps with baking paper close pinned onto them to soften the light. And I was a complete skeptic when he first told me that, until I put it up in my kitchen and I saw the difference but just by doing that. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
They didn't die, by the way.
But one of the reasons why they say baking paper is it doesn't melt when it gets hot.
Yeah, it doesn't melt.
Certain papers can burn up, obviously, but baking paper is designed to go in the oven, and so, but it also creates a nice little sheen. So you put it over the light, and it keeps it from shining too brightly on you. Let's see. Miffy said, "Everyone did a great job." Feedback at the beginning, while the music is playing under the poem, it was hard to hear the words. Zoom doesn't seem to handle music very well. That's a good feedback.
Daniel.
Yes.
Can you hear him? Yeah, Joe. Yeah. How are you going? It was a wonderful, production. You know, I watched it from start to the end. I mean, down here in Australia, in Victoria, we haven't been able to do much at all in theatre, like yourself, and it's been a fantastic adaptation. What you've done tonight, what I've watched in the morning on Saturday morning. Looking forward to read the script because, yeah, we've just been non-existent. But yeah, no, thanks for a wonderful show from all of you. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. And Gerard is actually listening in from Australia. It is actually Saturday, 9 a.m. where he is, or probably closer to 10 now. Closer to 11.
Yeah, close to 11.
Yeah. But excellent. I'm so glad you made it in. Thank you. Myrna has her hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's not only lights and sound in everyone's house, but their computers as well. Different speeds have really made a difference. And we've wondered if in the future for auditioning for a Zoom production, if your computer will have to be auditioned as well to make sure it's going to be able to do what's needed for the play. The other thing I'd like to say is with all the problems and of acting in a little box on screen, all the technical problems, we all miss theater so much that we are willing to do whatever it takes to do a play. And hopefully we're going to be back in a theater live. But until then, we'll do anything to perform, to direct, to stage manage, and have an audience. So we really appreciate you all being here.
Absolutely. I'm just going to go through the feedback that's on here. We're going to wrap up in just a moment. Jim said, Dad should have died. 80% of those on ventilators do. Not sure how Laurel living in the bomb shelter resolves the questions of relationships. I have a feeling, if I'm not sure, I have a feeling that speaks to whether or not there should be a happy ending or even a quasi-happy ending. I suspect the tone at the end may be what he's referring to there. But again, that's a question of, I feel like a lot of people are responding that they wish he didn't die, that he actually did survive. So the tone you Yes, hello? I thought I heard somebody. Okay. All right, Celeste said it's an interesting conflict between hoping we evolve in this medium and hoping we will get back to live theater before we have the opportunity to become too adept at it. I absolutely agree. One of the cool things is I had a buddy, Gerard, who was able to come in from Australia and watch the show, which he would not have been able to do live. But at the same token, as Gerard even said, we all wish we could be live on stage. It's one of those, we're doing everything we can within this medium. But yes, I wish we could go back to live as well. But I'm also so glad that we have people here that can watch that might not have been able to watch otherwise. So thank you all for being here. Digital theater is an emerging genre. I'm sure the tech will get better and remain even after the pandemic. I believe this will continue to be a thing afterwards, especially so we can have audiences from all over. Joni, as a producer, said, I want to address the budget for tech. We buy the lights, etc. for theater. If we must continue in this venue, we may need to provide mics for our actors. Yeah, I think that's absolutely correct statement. Joe enjoyed the show. Joni said, not sure why my sound sucks. It probably has to do with the storm. When there's a storm, the internet acts up, and that could also be the issue. Karen is another Australian, and she said, thanks so much. We had 2 people from Australia. That's awesome. Let's see. Other people enjoyed the show. Okay, here we go. Here's a question. Stephen, what was your research for online dating, social media, online life, etc.? So that is a question for Stephen.
Well, not a lot. I'm not on Facebook myself, so I had to depend on what I hear other people talking about and news reports and so forth. So not a lot of in-depth research on my part, I'm afraid.
All right. Good to know. Thank you. Blair liked the happy ending. She liked the suspense, but she liked hope at the end. Let's see. We have a friend from California watching as well. Thank you, Vivs. Appreciate it. Let's see.
One,
what's that, Gerard?
one last thing I was going to say. The best thing about Virus is being able to watch productions like this, as you were stating, and otherwise I would never be able to see it. So thanks for Stephen for writing it and your cast, because, yeah, that's the best scenario for myself, is to be able to watch productions like yourselves, which I wouldn't be able to get to.
Yeah, exactly. But again, we're so glad you're here. We have another friend from Costa Rica who came in from Costa Rica to watch the show. So this is international. We love it, and we're so glad for it. It looks like we are. That's the end of our comments, and I think we kept you all way too late. So thank you so much for being here, Joni. If we can hear you, we'd love to hear your final thoughts.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Oh my gosh! Oh my God, it's driving me crazy. I just thank y'all again for lending your talent, Myrna. You pulled it off big time, girl. Congratulations. And I just want to let y'all know that we do have a show next Friday, and it is an interactive murder mystery called And the Winner is Murder. And it takes place on the red carpet of the Emmy Award, which is a theater award show. So we hope that you guys will join us with that next week as well. And you're going to see another thing in that cast. Mr. Daniel Guyton is also in that. So just check out our website. The information is there. And thank you all for joining us from around the world. We've gone international. That's so cool.
Yes,
so thank you. Love you too, Bab. And yeah, we got a few members on here. Barbara Udart and Abbott Thurman and Jillian Walter, Jared Ratliff, and Gerald Brown. And I believe that's everybody. It's going to be a fun one. So join us next week.
All right. And just in case it cut out, if you didn't hear, she's talking about the show next Friday. It's called And the Winner is Murder. It's an interactive murder mystery. And it's here on Zoom, and it's done by Merely Players. I will be starring in the show as well as some other great actors. So we hope you will be able to check that one out next Friday. Please check out merelyplayerspresents.com in order for, I am co-starring. That's right. Thank you, Barbara. Just trying to bring in my audience here, you know? Anyway, thank you all so much. You all have a wonderful night, and enjoy your evening. Thank you. And Joni, if you're there. Did Joni already leave? I guess she
Well, I was going to tell you all how wonderful you are. I don't know, Savannah and Parker may have disappeared. Parker's here.
I can't see Savannah, but Parker's here. Oh, wait. No, I don't see Savannah, but Parker's
here. Okay. I thought you did a great job. Sorry about that glitch at the end, John. But
how much of that, I know there are other people here, but how much of that phone conversation came through? Because I kept seeing like my mic was clicking.
It all came through.
Okay, good. Because
Yeah.
I kept seeing it get disabled and then enabled, and then I kept getting the alert that it was getting muted, and then my video went out, and then everything came back and then out. I was like,
I don't know what that was about, but we could hear it, so
okay,
it was fine.
no,
So
aside from the whole page there, that didn't happen. So, sorry, Steve.
Yeah.
okay, well, good night. I'll miss you all.
Yes,
And hope to see you all soon on stage, or maybe in some time near future we can see each other in person.
Well, we still have to have a cast party.
You're right. My new house,
Or
if once
And
we
maybe
can.
next Friday I'll be in the audience, and for the first Daniel's other show. All right, thanks everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
And so I guess Myrna, you're the host, right?
Yeah, I'm ending right now.